Welcome back, y'all! We're getting to level 50 today! Ain't that exciting? Well, let's get this party started. I had to make sure that everything was up and running before the stream started, and I'm glad I did because I almost forgot about making sure that I could change the overlay. So that is going to happen. We'll get that lovely marquee changed up. Just one moment, let me find my controller. There it is. What a beautiful day. A wonderful, perfect day. We were at like, what, 3260 or something like that? 3590. Ironically, those are both numbers that are flipped often, so works for me. We're gonna have a level 50 and then some. I'm very stoked about making some progress towards level 99. We're inching our way towards it. Just gotta take some extra damage so that way I can get double the XP. There's probably a little bit of a time sink from that, but I do like the fact that I make progress a little faster. Well, let's get another hit in from these two. Thank you too kindly. There we go. Perfect. What a good day. It's been a bit of a long morning. I managed to get my microwave working. I was complaining about that last stream. I managed to make it work long enough just to reheat some food because I really didn't want to stovetop reheat it. I was not in the mood. It's just a keypad. I need to fix it or something like that. No big deal. But yep, off we go. Off to the races. Where we beat the crap out of these dusks for the next 2 hours and inevitably get to level 50. That's all I can think about. My brain is just like, ah yes, level 50. I'm trying to remember if this morning I did any sort of driving. I cannot remember for the life of me, but I'm pretty sure I did. Thinking about that ice cream in the fridge. Made some potatoes. They were good potatoes. I apologize in advance. I have the sense that I'm probably not going to be too chatty, or it's just going to be some same old today. That's probably that's the verdict for that. Oh, good golly. Big yawns. Whee. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be too chatty. I can feel the food coma already settling in. Ugh. It was some good food though. Added a little bit of onion to the potatoes as well. Just a teensy bit. The garlic I went overboard on. Totally worth it though. Totally, completely worth it. Ow. Whee! Whee! Wow, you'd think I'd be more wee, but no, I'm just tired. To be fair, I woke up at 2 a.m. for no discernible reason. So, that would definitely do it. Oh, could you two do some proper damage, please? I beg. My brain is actively trying to go into nap time mode. Normally this would be the moment that I would give myself a sip of Mountain Dew. I probably should have done that earlier. Should have done that like 3 hours ago. Then it would have kicked in. Ah, Christ almighty. Pretty sure I was gonna read something earlier today, totally completely forgot about it. Sorry about the random creaking noises. That would be the sound of my headset screeching unholy obscenities at me for daring to move an inch. It's just like, oh, you want to do something? Too bad. You want to tilt your head slightly? Oh, well, I'm going to make the loudest creaking noise that makes it sound like a mast on a sailing ship. Every stinking time. Or, oh, you want to move your glasses so then you can remove whatever pain is in your eye? But too bad. You're going to subject people to the sound of noise. Yeah. Oh. Sheesh. Oh, good heavens, pardon me. I did have some food, so that is par for the course. In terms of levels, we are almost more than halfway through. In terms of XP, not so much. I'll start celebrating once we get to 1.4 million. Whee! Come on, you two, give me some damage. Thank you. I keep wanting to dodge roll, but I know damn well Roxas doesn't have dodge roll, and Sora doesn't get dodge roll until you level him up his limit form. Which I am going to try to do as soon as I get it, because I need my dodge roll so bad. I need my ability to avoid my problems. Oh. And I would like them as soon as possible. Goodness sakes. One of my eyes is having a fit. It's probably allergies. It is close to allergy season, so... Well, it is allergy season for folks. So it shouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Ah, there you are. I was wondering. Why they didn't spawn. I'm dodging the orbs. Well, that's a lot more than I wanted to pick up, but that's okay. I can get rid of them. Ouch. Alright, below 3,000, here we come. Really? Goodness sakes, getting disappointed left and right by these dusks. I should probably do something about the coffee creamer in the fridge. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I might as well whip it up. Because I need something. Clearly that should be the something that I put together for myself. And I need to make sure the coffee creamer's not rotten. It's not rotten yet, but I better use it. Yep, still good. Alright, you're gonna hear me cut in and out while I put together that cup of hot cocoa, because I am dying for something. Something's gotta give. I'm already starting early with the voice. Alrighty, where it is. There's my favorite cup. Next step. The old favorite. And while I'm at it, better turn on the kettle. So I can have the thing that I want in the first place. Because I need water to run hot. Now, some folks will probably tell me that I should just get hot milk. Well, that's fine by you, but it ain't fine by me. There we go. Just the right amount of cocoa powder. Be real funny to pour a whole load of cocoa powder into this, but I'm pretty sure that would not go over well. Yeah, this can ain't metal. It's cardboard, it's seep all over the place. Be nasty. I hope y'all can still hear me as I'm speaking. Probably should have turned on my monitors so I could get a good sense of what everything's looking at. Can turn that on after I return the whatever this is called, coffee creamer. Nothing like a little coffee creamer to add some spice to your hot cocoa. There's been a couple times where I didn't have any. You know what I did, chat? I put vanilla ice cream in it. Well, actually, it was cookie dough ice cream, but still served the purpose of coffee creamer. Did that with mint chocolate chip ice cream too. Then that was good. That was real good. It's gonna take a little bit for the hot cocoa to be drinkable for me, so that's fine. Hi, darling. Hi, sweet puppy. Oh my goodness, you are the sweetest thing on four paws. She really is the sweetest thing on four paws. Oh. That almost ended badly. Just gotta wait. I know I'm doing a little bit of dilly-dallying, but I can afford to do some dilly-dallying. I'm almost below 3,000. It ain't gonna take much to get to level 50. Just gotta wait for the kettle. Might as well clean up a previous mess that I couldn't clean up because it was too hot before. There we go. Tie it up. There we go. Hot cocoa should be hot very soon. There we go. Nice and toasty. Gotta stir it all in. There we go. Nice cup of cocoa. Ready for me to drink in about 5 to 10 minutes, because let's be real, it's probably way too hot right now. And a sneeze. No, 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 no. I managed to avoid spilling the hot cocoa. Unfortunately, the sneeze came through and sucker punched me. That sucked. Ow! Whew! Alrighty. That really sucked. Oh my god. Chilly. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Yeah, that cocoa's running real hot. I'm not touching that. Woo! Aw. The mug used to change colors a little bit. It's not doing the color change no more. Which is a damn shame. I really liked it doing that. That's alright. Nice. Alright, below 3,000, here we come. Beautiful. The journey continues, and I need to scooch this table a little bit closer. It ain't even a table, it's that piano bench I've been knocking on. There we are. Much better. It still needs a bit of cooling, but nothing little Stern can't do to help, you know? What a week. I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans. Nice. Interesting how that keeps happening. Whew. Come on, you three. Need a little bit more damage than that. Come on. One of you knows how to do it. Just do it. Getting real disappointed in the lack of upside down shenanigans. There we go. Yeah, you know what? Just for that, you're getting forward. Oh, goodness sakes. These fellas are just not in the mood to beat me up. Which is very silly to say out of context, but in context, it's just, I want the XP boost. And I kind of need to be at half health or below to do that. And it ain't happening as much because these fellas don't want to beat me up. Come on, fight me. Bring it on. Oh, geez. The triangle button was, oh, well. I don't think there was a reaction command to triangle button, too. Yep, that sure is right, Pikachu. We're getting real close to level 50. Only about 2,800 or so XP away. We started off with about 3,590 left? Yeah, 3,590. So we're definitely getting it today based on my averages. And then probably getting some extra XP off of that. Oh my gosh, I keep getting stabbed by something hiding in a chair. It's probably a hidden piece of cheat grass a dog dropped off. Real rude of them. I wonder if the hot cocoa is cooled off enough. Almost. I'll be able to take a sip without any problems so long as I don't spill it on me. There we go, small sip. Goodness sakes. Yep, still in Roxas' story. Level 50 out of level 99. Gonna work, well, not yet level 50. That's what we're gonna get to today. It's been quite the ride so far. I just realized you've been mostly here for the Birth by Sleep stuff, haven't you? But yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah. Yeah, the point of this little shenanigan that I've been doing for a little while is to grind my way to level 99 before I even fight Twilight Thorn. Just because back when I first played this game... oh, I got beat so badly until I got to level 8. I'm not particularly great at this game, unfortunately. So, I thought, you know what? I've heard of folks getting to... Well, also I'd seen somebody else's... it wasn't necessarily a cheated level 99 run, but they did some file save modifications to be at level 99 before the story starts. It was the Gamer's Joint. He did that, and I'm like, I wonder if I can do that manually, get to level 99 manually before I fight Twilight Thorn. Turns out, technically you can. It's just quite a journey with all the XP, because it's 2.8 million XP total to... Well, it's almost 2.9 mil, but... give or take about 30,000 or so. Or is it 25,000? Probably like 25,000. Yeah, that sounds about right, based on the math. But yeah, the second I get to level 99, I'm playing through the rest of the game, and it's gonna be either really fantastic or extremely embarrassing because I still managed to fumble because I only have so much XP, not XP, HP. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's taken a long time. Thank goodness when I started streaming again, this was back at like the very end of September, I was already at level 19 from when I first started this shenanigan. And I was like, I want to stream. This is something I can do on a regular basis, so then I get a schedule worked out. Worked like a charm, and now I'm very committed to do this. Yeah, September. I was at level 19 in September. And this is even with a couple of holiday breaks. Like, for example, during the Christmas or winter holiday season, I actually took a break from streaming to focus on hanging out with family and stuff. And I think I also took a short break in October and didn't stream during the Thanksgiving week. So I've had a couple of occasional breaks. I think I also took another break in March or so, a short one. But yeah, I've been level grinding. I've got the math down to almost a science. On average, even on a particularly chaotic day, I can knock out about 4,000 XP off these fellas. On a really good day, I can knock out about 5,000. Like, for example, yesterday, knocked out about 5,000 XP. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose not. Yeah, no, I've managed to keep up on the schedule. Very glad of it. There have been a couple of times where I've had to like cut a stream short because I wasn't feeling too well, but otherwise I'm up about sometimes 2.5 hours and level grinding away. I think there was one time I pushed to about 3 hours, about 6,000 XP. Oh my goodness, I do not recommend. It was a lot, but it was kind of worth it to get to that X level. I was pushing it. I'm like, okay, I've figured out my limit. I can do about 2 hours, 30 minutes max, and that's about it. So worth it, though. Sometimes those occasional major pushes are what make it. Hang on a second. I really want another sip of that hot cocoa. Yep, the hot cocoa definitely hit the spot. I was a little sleepy at the start of the stream. I'm like, uh-oh, please tell me I'm not falling asleep again. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll probably take me a few months. Like, based on the 4,000 XP, I was able to get a rough estimate for how many streams it would have taken to get to the next level. So for example, once I get to level 50, change up the little marquee at the top, letting y'all know when it's level 50. Once I switch that up, I'll take a look at the XP remaining and see what we're working with, how many streams it'll take on average to get to the next level. It's fun to do a little bit of math sometimes too with it. At the same time, I'm also glad that I stopped doing the math as much, so then I don't think too hard about how long the steps it's taken to get to each level. I mean, as the numbers get bigger, it's easier to divide by a different number. Instead of dividing by, for example, 8s or 4s, I'm divided by, like, okay, how many sessions is this gonna take? I'm trying to think, did this... shoot. I'd have to go dig in previous live streams when I got to level 49. I'm pretty sure I have it marked somewhere. Let me do a quick lookaroo actually. When I got to level 49, I have all my streams saved. Oh shoot, yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, shoot. I was just estimating in my mind that it was about 6 that I guessed on, but no, it was about 6 sessions. So either this next one is probably gonna be 6 sessions, or it's gonna be 7 sessions. God dang it! That stupid meme is haunting me. It is really haunting me. Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, my PS4 has been very, very kind to me all these years. I think I've managed to avoid getting it all dusty. It doesn't run like a jet engine like some folks does. But yeah. Yeah. Thank goodness also for room saves. Because I've had a couple of embarrassing deaths where I didn't pay attention. Like for example, that little upside down trick that the Dusk does. I got hit by like 3 of them at once and then a final hit on something else, and I'm just like, that's embarrassing to die on this area to these fellas. Took too much damage. Oh my goodness, I need another cup. Yep, hot cocoa's still good. Trying to make sure to drink it while it's still hot. Otherwise, I might as well be drinking chocolate milk. There we go. Since I'm thinking about it, that's 2434. Maybe I'll wait until I get these next, I'll wait until I get these next 8 dusks before I start doing silly math. But, okay, it's definitely going to be less than 300 dusks remaining. So about 30-ish? Yeah, about 30-ish left back in force before the next level. Provided I stay on the 8s. That's the real trick of it. I've gotten really good at math with 8s. I've had a lot of practice with mental long division. I remember in the earlier times, like back in like the first few months, I had a calculator right next to me. I can see it in the other corner. But I would have the calculator next to me to double check whatever math I was second guessing. Now I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's roughly this amount. And it's kind of fun. It's been real nice too, because it's helped me work on my memory and keep track of numbers. It's been a nice little exercise on my brain to practice. Every once in a while I think about doing that with 5-digit numbers and then I get scared. To be fair, it wouldn't be that bad. I might give it a go on level 50, start doing a little bit of mathematics. Give me more practice with it. Oh wow. Never seen the three of them do a triple basketball like that. Usually it's just one or two. They were really in sync today. Or at least this group was. Yeah. I think I've made a couple of jokes in the past weeks or so about how long I've been in this specific area. Like, one time I was like, I wonder how I can calculate the percentage of color, like, the percentage color usage of each color in the room. And then I also noticed that the stained glass floors here, they're all just pretty much the same reused pattern, just in different orientations and angles for each step to make it seem random. I've noticed the origin point of the clouds in the room, the little thing above those dust's heads when they spawn. Whenever I use a reversal, there's some sparks from Roxas spinning around. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, this is this is quite a grind. I understand completely why a lot of folks who do this crazy level grind thing stick to KH1 and doing the level 100, because it's a heck of a lot less XP. This is honestly pure insanity that I've decided to pull. Thankfully, I had a lot of practice in one of the duties at my old job. What I used to do, one of my old jobs, I used to resolve some. I used to have to consolidate some information, because sometimes there would be repeated information, so I would combine and consolidate. And that was an uphill battle. It was quite the uphill battle, because there was no progress really being made over time, because there was always new information coming in. A lot of things got desynced. Like, it's kind of like digging out a gravel pit, and then just more gravel falls on and covers up the hole you just made, and you're just like, well, shoot, there goes my progress. At least with this, there's some progress being made. The only time I lose any progress is if I die, or if there's a power outage. I have had a couple of streams where I just get real nervous, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna save. And I'm just like, I don't want to lose my progress. Or if I think that something's gonna overload one of the circuits or something like that, I'm like, I'm gonna save just in case. I haven't had one of those moments in a while, but now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should do a little tiny save, just a tiny one. Maybe. I'm debating. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh dear, that was a hiccup. Alright, another sip of hot cocoa. I don't blame you for not wanting to do this. This is nutty as hell. I've put on music in the background. Right before the Christmas break, I played some Michael Bublé on stream and got both versions of the stream muted to hell and back. Thankfully, I didn't get a strike for that. Thank God I didn't get a strike. Oh my gosh. That was still one of the funniest streams because I was pretty sure I was so tired and out of it. It was ridiculous. I've had music on in the background of streams. I've looked at random books, including a weather book where I read the introduction page. Occasionally looked up random concepts based on whatever I was talking about. Learned that tetraphobia is a thing in a lot of, I believe, East Asian countries. There's tetraphobia. You know, not necessarily a terror of the number 4, but more like a superstition around 4, because the word 4 sounds kind of similar to the word for death in their language. I think there's one about, there's more of a superstition about 13 in at least the US. I'm trying to remember if that's the case for other Western places or if it's just... I'd have to take a little lookaroo at the Wikipedia page and then go digging into the resources on the Wikipedia page. They have a lot of nice citations there that are great for research. It's like a reference book. They have their reference book, and then the little numbers next to some of the statements on there, those are the citations, and those are the actual sources you would want to look at. Real useful. Especially since they're so strict on making sure that things are accurate and cited. Like, if I remember right, there was this one celebrity, his birthday was wrong on Wikipedia, and he tried to change it, and wasn't allowed to change it, so he had to go into an interview where he had the reporter ask him when his birthday was. That way he could cite that and get it changed. They are strict. They run a tight ship over on Wikipedia, which I'm real proud of them. Yeah, it's quite the ride. I quite like it. I'm trying to think of other silly things that I've talked about. I know I've talked at length about random recipes that I bring up. I haven't made some of the recipes that I've talked about in a little while because I kind of got sick of them, and also it's not quite in season. It's not really the season of soup. Unfortunately, I do like my potato-based soups. They're real nice. Those are real nice, actually. Talked about the merits of if you do yard work, you can draw random funny patterns in the lawn. No, I'm not from Tennessee. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends on who you ask. But it's a funny thing. This isn't my normal accent. It's just every time I start streaming, I accidentally got in the habit of speaking like this. It's like, alright, you're streaming, you're doing some level grinding. Also, for some reason, it's just way easier to talk like this for me. I'm gonna try to push for it, but this is my normal accent right here. This is the accent that I normally talk with. I'm trying to force it, although it's actually a lot smoother than usual. But a lot of times when I talk in my normal voice and accent, what happens is I tend to blend my words together and it kind of becomes incomprehensible. And I also have a habit of ums, likes, word filler type stuff. Meanwhile, when I talk like this, when I take my voice a little bit into the south, it's a lot easier to articulate the things I'm saying. So I've kind of stuck with it. I will probably get roasted by those from the south, though. Probably. One of these days, I gotta ask somebody from down there to help me figure out which region it is that I sound like I'm from. It's kind of like with the folks over in the UK, where, here I go saying I don't use my word fillers with this accent, and I'm using word fillers right now. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not from Tennessee. I've been through Tennessee. Or was it Kentucky that I've been through? I kind of remember. But I have passed through there. I think. No, wait, no, I think it was Kentucky. Was there a Christmas town in Kentucky? Or was it Indiana? It's somewhere along either the 70 or the 60. All I know is that somewhere out there is a Christmas town. It's called Santa Claus. There's an actual Santa Claus in the US, and I've been through it. They sell Christmas ornaments and stuff all year round. They have a little theme park based off of it. It's a cute little town. Passed through it on a real long drive across the US. Every once in a while I think about going back east, maybe a little bit south in the back east. Just to see what it looks like now. I lived there for quite a while actually, to the point where I accidentally got sent a scholarship for or a scholarship suggestion for living in the state, and I was like, just double checking, this ain't accurate, is it? And they're like, no, that was sent by mistake. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I was just double checking, just in case, because you never know. Oh, nice. Sorry, I'm really wanting to make sure this hot cocoa is finished before it gets cold. Woo! Perfect blend when it has a... what's it called? Coffee creamer in it? Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense that there'd be like a Santa town in that region area. My knowledge on the folklore of Santa Claus or Saint Nicholas is a little bit fuzzy. But if I remember right, the source is from that general area of Old Saint Nick. It's always fun to learn the history of holidays and such. Some of them have some really weird histories. Some of them are also really funny. Some of them are real depressing. But it's kind of fun to see how different holidays have evolved over time. Ooh, we're almost 200 away from, well, 200 dusks away. It won't be 200 until we're about 1600-ish. Well, that's nice. I suppose as a chef you don't really get days off from work, because most places ain't gonna close on a holiday for food. Although then again, there is like a running joke for this might be a US joke, but there's a running joke in the States that a lot of times a lot of places are closed for Christmas. And there's two different kinds of folks that don't really do the whole closing on Christmas celebration, and it's Jewish folks and Chinese people. So oftentimes Jewish folks go to a Chinese restaurant on Christmas. It's kind of a running little, not necessarily a little bit of a joke, but also like it's like a cultural connection there thing. It's one of those fun little shenanigans that happens in the States. Trying to think if there's any other crazy shenanigans that happen from different cultures coming in and starting over here. Probably quite a few. There's definitely the phenomenon of family recipes changing once, like folks who immigrated from different places like Italy, like a lot of Italian American dishes are a little bit different from Italy, so they basically adapted the recipes to work for some of the ingredients that they now had access to and some of the ingredients that they no longer had access to. There's a bit of like a little evolution from moving places and accessibility of ingredients. It's real fascinating. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Sorry about the brief moment of silence. I decided I was going to finish this hot cocoa if it was the last thing I do, and I cannot drink that fast. Oh, that's perfect. Finally, these dusks are actually doing some damage. Yeah, that makes sense, though. Alrighty, less than 200 of these dusks before level 50. Woo! And it was about 3,500, and we're currently at 17. Yeah? Yeah, oh, and into the wall I go. I look away for 2 seconds. Only looked away for 2 seconds, and bam, into the wall I go. You'll not believe the number of times I did that. It's too many. Hot cocoa is making it easier. I don't have to wear a blanket anymore. Yay! My poor legs get cold whenever I do this, so gotta wear a blanket, stay warm. But now I don't need it. Ah! Oh, okay. Oh, okay, they're going for it again. Joke's on the dust. I know their skills. At one point, it was really funny. I was trying to determine how the positioning of where Roxas was, or I guess the playable character in general. I was trying to figure out, okay, what makes the Dusks decide to do such and such a thing, like whether they do after the reversal attack, whether they do that or whether they do the headbutt sort of thing. Or whether or not they do like the flipping around, like this guy. Why does he jump around? Why does he do all the flipping around before that? I haven't quite figured it out. One of these days, I'll send a very badly translated email because I don't know how to speak Japanese or write in it. I'll ask and beg to know what was the process of doing all the programming for these fellas, because I'm really interested. Like, what made him decide to do that? Oh dear. That was a hiccup. That one hurt. And there goes my spine. Alright, fixed it. Yeah. Maybe, could be that. I wonder what programming language this is in. I bet I can find out. I want to take a look at that, actually. Programming languages KH2. I don't want that AI overview. Get that out of here. It's so disgusting. Did I just come across like a whole GitHub of KH2? Oh my gosh. Maybe I should do, maybe it's a different question I should be asking. First I need to figure out KH2's game engine. Cause then, once I learn what the game engine is, alright, come on Wikipedia, can you help me? Because most often I hear about Unity, but that ain't gonna help me, because this was not made in Unity, that's for sure. Alright, let's try development. This might be a much deeper dive than... Come on. I wonder if the game engine is different between ports as well. Let's pop back over there. What about that? That is in Japanese. I might not be able to read it, but let's try it. Shoot. Can it work? Please work. Please. Okay. It looks like I don't think I'm gonna get much answers on the technical aspect of it. This is a lot more about the news announcement for it. Alright. If I remember to do so, I'll have to do a little digging, figuring out the technical readout. And I don't think it'd be on the back of the box. It's not like the same as Unity or what was the other game engine that a lot of folks have been using. Maybe it is Unity. Oh, gosh darn it. Because my brain automatically, when you mentioned about the randoms, I'm like, okay, well, it's probably like a randomized switch statement or something like that. And then I'm like, well, maybe there is probably an equivalent of switch statement. My programming specialty is Java, maybe a teensy bit of Python, but it was mostly Java. And I'm pretty damn sure this game is not built in Java, because if it was, it would have had problems for days. Nah, I probably wouldn't have had problems for days. This was built in the days where they were trying not to add any extra DLC, trying to make everything nice and tidy. Yeah. That does make a lot of sense. I did wonder if it was in C or C++. Yeah. Huh. Maybe I should take a course in C. Or C++. Why am I going backward? Oh, I haven't done that in a while. Constantly going to the wrong... through the wrong room to the wrong door. Alrighty, hot cocoa is taken out. 1 second, actually, I'm gonna make sure that the dish is cleaned up, or at least it doesn't get the cocoa residue all over it. I don't like it when it does. Ow. I just ended up straight up washing the dish. That way it's out of my way and I don't have to think about it later. There we go. Much better. Yeah. Sorry about that. 1 second. Apparently I didn't inhale enough air. Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad idea for me to also brush up on my Java. I'm real rusty on it. I still have my Java language book. Never got rid of it. It was one of those textbooks that in college, it wasn't one of those ones you could rent. You could buy it. And I just decided never to sell it after the semester ended. So now it sits on my shelf. I could probably give it a read. Poke around with the old IDE and see if I can still make some of my old programs work. I'd have to find the files for a couple of them. There's this one that I made. It's a really basic thing. Wonder if I can package it just right. I need to add a little bit more to it, though. The stamp on the book? You mean like the barcode or something like that? Like the ISBN? Let me see. The book is called... Oh. Let's see the year. It is... Well, damn, that thing's old. The most recent copyright is 2008, Pearson Education. It's got its ISBN in 13. So this one might be a little bit old. Which makes sense. Why was I using this in the late 2010s? Well, more than the late 2010s. What year did I buy this book anyway? It's for one of my courses. Funny enough, it was also the same. I'm pretty sure this is the one I got when the same professor just up and left us for a different job entirely, and almost had the entire computer science program floundering like crazy. Yeah. But yeah, the book is called The Art and Science of Java. It's by Eric S. Roberts. And the subtitle is An Introduction to Computer Science. Science, sorry. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, I get the same I feel old feeling every once in a while. On the bright side, I'm quite enjoying the getting old thing. I remember when it was such a big deal when it got to 2010. Yeah. Funny enough, in a lot of my projects when I was in school, what I would do is when I was trying to figure out a problem, I would search up a Stack Overflow solution. Funny enough though, when I searched up the Stack Overflow solution, it couldn't just be copy-pasted into it. I needed to refactor it, like get the proper variables and the syntax, make it work properly within the program. So I ended up learning quite a bit from all the poking through. And then it turns out I learned that I am not the only one who does this. This is a regular occurrence for a lot of programmers. It was a pretty fun year too, because I remember there was this one assignment that I could never quite figure out, and I dreamt up the solution. Yeah, I had to debug that thing, otherwise it wasn't gonna work. But I dreamt up the solution to this one problem, and then unfortunately, when I woke up, I didn't immediately go and solve the problem. And it still makes me mad that I didn't go back and solve that dang problem. Yeah. It's funny, I actually did have a lot of fun. I think I stopped having fun when I got a little lost. There was this really crappy week or two. Funny enough, it was also a September. Real crappy week. I had to go back home, get back to school, and then go back home again, because a family member had passed. And I ended up missing a little bit of some of the stuff, and so I just kind of got lost from there on. Really sucked. And once I got lost in the sauce and trying to figure out what the hell is going on, I was just like, where am I going? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It ain't fun when I don't understand what's going on. It's funny, when I did have fun, I knew what was going on real well. I was also very, very keen on making sure I commented on my programs and code. Because I remember the times that I didn't. When I didn't, I'm like, what the heck is this thing supposed to do? So I add a little comment before each function, says, this does this, this does that. It's those little things that are like little notes in the programs. And oftentimes if you're working in maybe it's a big old company, either you're working in a company or you're working for an IT group or something and you have to code something, it's good to keep those comments in there so then that way whoever has to deal with the code after you, for whenever you move on or something in the company, or you move lateral or upper or something like that, someone else has to deal with your code, then they can read through the comments and know what to do, what not to do. I think there was one screenshot of this one program, I can't remember what it was, but this new dev moved into this, was it a startup? Or, no, it wasn't a startup, it wasn't like that. It was before the startup days. But it was something about, like, this many programmers have worked with this code. You will be the next, or something like that, add to the next or something. It was very, very funny. It was like a graveyard of bugs and just a mess of spaghetti sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. And if you've ever talked to any programmers, or if you hear from them, a lot of times there's a running joke of, if your code works for the first time on the first try, it makes you real suspicious and be like, okay, what's wrong here? Because something ain't right if it's working right the first time. Where are the 1,500 errors? I don't know if that feels the same case with the whole hello world thing. That's one of the first things you learn how to do, is just print hello world in the output. But in the case of a lot of projects, it's just like, something ain't right. It's working too well. There should be a hiccup here. Chances are, they are absolutely right. That reminds me, I need to add some random questions to this old project I made. I basically made a little project that, oh shit. Oh shit. Hang on. Okay, problem solved. Basically, it's a thing that randomly, I say with air quotes, spits out questions to help create characters for writing, like, how does their religious bound affect them? What kind of things do they like, dislike? I read through the questions a while ago, and it'll take a little bit of effort to poke through it, but it was pretty interesting. Yeah. Every once in a while I do make some jokes, every once in a while I'd made some jokes about whatever it was, and then I remembered that I was turning in the assignment and my professors were definitely gonna read that, so I had to amend some of my codes, or some of the little comments that I made. I guarantee there were some swears in there, which I think are somewhat it really depends on who your supervisor is or something. Like some workplaces, they don't mind if you curse up a storm in the code. And then other places, they're like, don't you dare swear in this code here. It's very funny. As long as it explains what the little block of code is supposed to do, it's always helpful. Yeah. I wonder what the dev build of this game looks like. Same with the hitboxes. To go back in time and just get to sit and watch the development. Yeah, yeah, that's true as long as I know. Yeah, that's always the trick, is trying to figure out how to make it easier to translate something over so that other folks can read it. It reminds me of, shoot, what was it? Was it in it? It wasn't, okay, it was technically an engineering and CAD class in high school, because my school invested in licensing for CAD programs for us to learn. It was a STEM school. And one of the first lessons in that class that our teacher did is he did the one where he asked us how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And at first we gave the general type of instructions and he would do each of them literally. And it made us realize, oh, that's what we need to do. We gotta be more detailed and specific about what it is. It's not just take some bread, put some peanut butter on it, put the slice together, put the on one side, put the peanut butter or jelly on the other side, and then like you had to like be specifics, like get a loaf, 2 slices of bread, lay them flat on a napkin on the counter, using a knife. Oh wait, nope, not using a knife. Oh, get a jar of peanut butter, get a jar of jelly. Open the peanut butter jar. With a knife, scoop up some peanut butter and put it on one slice of the bread. Then either you clean off the knife or you cross-contaminate like a heathen. Get the knife, jelly, put it on. I'm even abridging it right now because I'm trying to brain process while I fight these dusks here. But like just those little minuscule steps, it was a lot of, it was sort of my introduction to technical writing. I should probably add that skill to my resume now that I think about it, because I did quite a bit of technical writing at my last job. It wasn't initially an assignment, but it was one of the things that... Yeah, lay the knife at the sink. That's the, I can't decide whether I'm going to use it later, right? Every once in a while I see a knife sitting on the edge of the sink and I'm like, okay, it's been a few hours, I'm cleaning that knife and putting it in I'm either cleaning the knife off entirely with the soap and water and stuff, or I'm just cleaning off the whatever is on there and putting it in the dishwasher. Because otherwise that knife sits there for way too long, and I consider it contaminated. Yeah. Oh, man. I did have quite a bit of fun with the technical writing while I was enjoying the technical writing aspect. Yeah, exactly. Perfect example of an if-then statement. If dish and sink, then wash. If dishwasher running, then rinse off dish and set outside until dishwasher is done. If dishwasher done, empty dishwasher, load, then load. No, if washer. Why is my brain so fried? If condition, then do action. There we go. Boom. Yay. Programming. And then there's those nested if-else loops. Yeah, the level grind is it does do quite a bit. Does quite a bit to the brain. That's why I do the mathematical equations. For example, we have less than 100 dusks left. Although I keep slightly doubling it every time I get a 4, so I need to let these guys get a couple hits on me. Oh, perfect. Thank you, too, for being so helpful in helping me get to my goal faster. Woo! Alright, so 690, that is approximately, okay, that'd be 64, so 8. 50, that is, well, that's not the case anymore. It's always the trick when I'm actively in the middle of dealing with the batches of 10. It's usually after I take out the batch of 10 that I can do a proper judgment. Okay, that one's a little easier. Because it's 650, 64, 8, 10 left over. So... 81? Yeah, 81. 81 dusks remaining. Woo! And then we'll be at level 50. I said I was gonna do something beyond the other thing at level 50. What was it? I said I was gonna fix the marquee. What was the other thing? It wasn't something to do with hot cocoa. Because I already drank it. Was I gonna save? Was that it? Golly, I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah. This whole crazy grind process has taught me the value of patience. I've also waxed philosophical in this place many, many times. Sometimes about the state of the world or the state of the country that I live in. Sometimes just about life in general. Like, for example, here. It doesn't seem like I'm making much progress, but in terms of leveling, I am making progress. I'm just not physically going anywhere. You could kind of apply it to a philosophy of life where it's like, yeah, you might not be moving, going lots of places, but you're still growing. It's kind of fun to philosophize every once in a while. Shoot, I think there were a couple of times that I also streamed doing this even before I had like committed to streaming the level grind back in September. A little before that, I did a couple of streams, and I think I still have a couple clips saved from that, where I was just philosophizing for goodness knows how long. Really gives you time to think. Yep, the state was not Tennessee. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've actually passed through there. I once made this whole little map. I think I've been in and set foot in about 25 out of the 50 states. I think. I think I made a list on one of the devices that I'm actively using to keep an eye on things. Let me see if I have that. I think I still have that list. It's probably outdated. Where are my notes? Okay, come on, brain. You can find your notes. There they are. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Nope, I've definitely not even passed through Tennessee, because I don't count... If I've landed in an airport, I don't count it. Like, for example, I've been to the JFK airport in New York, because one time I was going overseas. I don't count being in the JFK airport as being in New York City. Is it in New York City? Or, well, I guess New York. Point is, if it's just the airport, I don't count it. If I've left the airport, then I do. I should go traveling more often. I haven't done that in quite a while. That'd be real nice. Huh. Sorry about that. Every once in a while when I get deep in thought, I just decide to do the Minecraft villager noise and... then I just laugh at it because I think it's funny that I did the Minecraft villager noise in the first place. There we go. Come on, you three. Pass the damage. I just remembered I fashioned up a fancy little empty bingo card and I still haven't filled in random text of things that happen on the streams. I think the free space should be for hydrating. I think that one would be the free space, or just commenting on my enjoyment of water. Cause boy, oh boy, water's a good stuff. Hey, you have a good night too. I hope you rest well. Enjoy your sleeps and may you dream of delicious snacks and hopefully not the level grind. That might drive you mad. Have a good one. Also, thank you for stopping by. Love fish. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I guess Nightbot does do its job. Hang on a second, let me fix that. Come here. Oh, it just straight up nuked it. Sorry about that. I think I need to fix Nightbot's filters sometime soon. Yeah. No, I probably just need to update a little bit for Nightbot's little filter. I set those a while back, and I think I need to increase the amount of emotes allowed. So I'll need to log myself into the Nightbot thing and get that taken care of. Silly goofy thing. Actually, I might as well make sure I can pull that up while I'm thinking about it. I can drive at the same time. It's not that hard. Come here, Nightbot. I need you to chill out for 2 minutes. Oh, good. Oh, good. I did log into it on this thing. That's good. I'm glad I did. Alright, darling. Let's see. Chat moderation. Access emotes. Alright, let's calm down the oh my gosh. Now that's just ridiculous. Let's bump it up to 10. Drop the... Let's just put it at 3. Wait, is that 300 seconds or 300... Let me see if that's saved. There we go. Okay, now the max is 10. Okay, hopefully that's saved. forgot I did that. There we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm getting whacked by these fellas, but that's alright because I've got about 40 of these suckers left. Come on, Dust. Help me get to level 50 faster. I'm also super glad I switched devices that I stream from, because once I started streaming from the desktop, I stopped having problems. I've only had a total of one issue ever since, and it was just the recording function, because it randomly disconnected the hard drive that I record to. Glad I finally solved that problem, because goodness sakes, I did not need that crazy madness that was happening with that stinking laptop. Turns out the laptop just has a bad Wi-Fi adapter. Very glad I switched over to the desktop that can actually take the amount of information. Ouch. 30. Come on, you two. Perfect. Nice. 194, that's a little over. That's probably about 25 or so. Yeah. So that's 2. Leftover is 3. 194 it said. Let's finish strong. Alrighty, we'll get down to 160. No, it's not 160 something. If I take out all 3, it'll be 150 something. Yep, 154. Less than 20. About 19 actually. 17. This is just a guesstimate. Not there are 17 remaining. Come on, you 3. Let's do this. 16, 15. 14. Nope, not 14. Alright, let's see. 11, 38. That is 1 and 4. About 14, so, well, 15 because it's still left over. I want to go over, not under. Gotta go past the line to level up. Let's do it. Also, real glad I was still able to access my chat moderation through Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot, for behaving. Alrighty. 8 more to go. Approximately. Yeah, because it's 78. Yeah. Oh, that ain't right. That's 10. Someone needs a nap. Although now it's 8. Into the walls I go. There we go. Apologies if you're hearing any screeching noises. That would be the sound of my glasses frames rubbing up against the headset. Apparently something is in my eye and it is killing me. There we go. 38. Only 5 more to go. We're gonna hit level 50! Let's go! Come on, you two. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. We're officially at level 50, everybody. And that said 31,000. But let's first fix ourselves the marquee and possibly break it. Let's go! Level 50, everybody. Alright, let me refresh the overlay so that it doesn't eat itself, but I think it did. Oh, there goes the text. There we go! Level 50! Where's my kazoo? I want to make a party sound, but I can't find my kazoo. Oh, there it is. It's not the same. We did it! We're at level 50. Where's my controller? There it is. And it was only a strength increase. Nice. So let's see, that's about 31,598. Okay, rather than get myself in a twist... Actually, no. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, I'm gonna try to do the math before I continue. So, let's see. We're gonna divide it by 4,000 rather than 8. So, 4 and 8 is 32. So let's see, about 8 sessions? 8 sessions of 4,000 will get us... 8 sessions of 4,000 will get us there. But, we aren't at the end of the stream yet. We're still in process, which means that could change. So that's about 8 streams, roughly, technically 4 weeks, so that's a whole month right there. But that also depends on 4,000. Now, if it's one of those, now if it's a bunch of 5,000 XP streams. Let's see, 5,000 XP for about 31,000. 5,000. 6 streams of well, if it's flat 5,000, it's gonna be 6 streams, or 7. God dang it! That stupid 6-7 thing is getting stuck in my head. It's real annoying. But we made it to level 50, and now we continue and work our way towards level 51. The grind never stops. Well, it actually does stop between them. It does not continue between the streams. There was a time where I considered just doing level grind in between streams, but then I'm like, well, then what's the point of streaming if I'm not gonna show the whole process? you know? I am committing to the bit. The bit must be committed to. What's the point of committing to the bit if we constantly only show the milestones and not all the work that gets to it? The journey is just as hilarious as the whole thing in general. Shame I didn't do it a little bit faster. What's funny is I have a feeling we'll get to level 51 before we, like, a little bit before we finish the Aqua playthrough of Birth by Sleep. Because it took me about, what was it? It took me approximately 5 sessions, because there's 5 VODs to get through Ventus's. So it might take a little bit. Maybe I should poke at Ventus's story and get that highlight reel done. Yeah, I'll poke at it. I'll see if I can get myself to get it done. Post it. There ain't gonna be much command roulette spinning, unfortunately, in that one, which is a real damn shame, and I'm really hoping that I get the command roulette going with Aqua. For some reason, it's just not happening. It only happened with Terra, but I think it's because Terra and his story caused a lot of turmoil and shenanigans. Either that, or I discovered what the real problem was. Could very well have been that. Nice. Whee! Ba, ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-dum, 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 bum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. Part of me is thinking, maybe I don't need to care whether or not I get 4s, and the other part of me is like, get more 8s. Make the number of sessions that get into the next level short, like make the number of sessions less. Make it go faster. Faster! Gonna need... Yep, as predicted, that's a 4. It's gonna be real funny at level 99 when I finally progress. Because my HP is at 20, and it does not increase with leveling. It increases with milestones. And I will get a max of 60 HP. I'm gonna be so careful. What's funny is I won't be taking it. I will actually not be trying to take as much damage at level 99 because I'm not gonna need to. Hopefully I can just wipe things out. Meanwhile, Donald and Goofy are gonna get wiped out. Because from what I heard, they're gonna be a level 4. That's gonna be fun. They'll catch up. Because I don't need the XP. They're the only ones who are gonna be needing it. Alright, where are you? There you are. Perfect. Oh, into the wall I go. on, you two, come on. Shoot, I remember when I used to fight these two, like, one at a time instead of summoning them both at once. Really, guys? Really? Really? Come on. But I remember when I used to just attack them one at a time. Now I just summon them both at once to get them out of the way faster. And also to take more damage faster. There we go. Woo! Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, another potion. I was looking at the composition of the stained glass windows again. I do that quite a bit, actually. There we go. Nice. Ow. I didn't notice. There we go. I had to adjust my glasses slightly. They were causing me a little bit of pain. Oh my goodness gracious. That hot chocolate did not last me long, but it certainly served its purpose. I'm thinking about those app timers again, because I cut my TikTok usage in half. I'm starting to wonder if maybe app timers are the way to go for my other social media apps. That might actually be a solution to my problems. I won't do that for Twitch for obvious reasons. Mostly because I mainly use it to keep an eye on my stream. But like for Twitter and Blue Sky, those ones have a tendency to suck me in. Reddit, yeah, Reddit definitely needs a limiter on that one. Actually, maybe I should take a lookaroo at my usage on those before I make a proper judgment call. It wouldn't be a bad idea. We might cut it down to 7 sessions, actually, instead of 8, depending on how things go here. I don't think that's too bad, because depending on it, well, you know, if it's 7 sessions, it's still going to take approximately a month to get through to the next one. But to be fair, I am also playing Birth by Sleep not just because it's fun, not just because I had fun with a broken controller, but also it's my way of keeping my sanity with this. That other day when I did a little bit of level grinding on Thursday, to like return to Thursday grinds and Thursday streamings, that was there for a reason, not just for catching up on the streaming, but also to get me back into streaming on Thursdays, because I noticed I was starting to get a little too lax on that. And I did not want to lose the habit, because if I felt like if I would lose the habit of streaming on Thursdays, it would break down to losing the habit on Tuesdays, and then eventually I would end up stopping streaming, and I wasn't about to do that. I've kept up this streak habit, and I'm going to try to keep it up. Thursdays are what stands in the way between me and continuing to stream. If I can't stream on Thursdays, it's going to slowly domino effect its way down. I've learned it well, and I know myself quite well. Fortunate or unfortunate? Actually, it is fortunate. Let's be real here. The fact that I know myself well enough to call it out is a good sign. Whew. Nice. Interesting. My brain is having an easier time breaking down the big numbers now. Probably because I've spent enough time with the real big numbers at this point, 5-digit numbers. This is nice. Whee! I just realized it was only about 5 or 6 stream days in that I decided to do the multi-streaming thing, and honestly I'm really glad that I did, because now I have an archive of all my streams on YouTube, even with their skips and kickflips that they were doing. It's real nice. I've been adding them to a really long playlist. I think it's called Level 9. It's either Level 99 Stream Playlist or Quest for Level 99 Stream Playlist. I've started adding on the tag at the end of Quest for Level 99. That way if somebody wants to look up the streams, at least nowadays, they're able to find a good chunk of them. I don't think I made I don't think I put the playlist on the front page of my channel though. I wonder sometimes if I ought to do that. Another reason I'm also really glad of the multi-streaming thing and having a little backup of my streams on YouTube is because of having those backups. I was able to save a video that I did that other day. I was real happy about being able to save it, because then I was able to replace the 2 corrupted files and basically 2 whole corrupted stream files. So that was a huge, huge help. I'm very happy about that. There's something that's pretty interesting that I've actually been thinking a lot about. just the other day, I noticed that I was getting some, basically, I was getting a lot of random clips from Big Bang Theory episodes and stuff like that. And I was a little surprised, because normally I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a fan of sitcoms. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not a fan of sitcoms. Or at least so I thought. For the longest time, I really like serialized, dramatic shows. But nowadays, I kind of don't mind just watching flawed people be flawed people. It makes me feel more human. It's just like, oh yeah, these are just people being people. Sometimes in absurd situations, of course, to make the entertainment value go up. But I feel like I'm at a stage in my life where I don't mind the occasional interpersonal conflict. Because in the end, I mean, in the end, they all still work things out. Some instances, a lot of folks would say I would tap out after that point or something like that, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that I changed from, I don't really like sitcoms or anything like that, to now I'm just like, yeah, I could probably sit down and enjoy me a little sitcom. I wouldn't mind. I could probably sit through and enjoy one. Not too much issue about it. I can't tell if it's because I'm getting older or because I'm getting more comfortable with imperfect characters and people. Probably a little bit of both. Let me tell you, perfectionism, especially in this day and age, ooh boy, perfectionism is a real nasty thing. It ends up turning people real mean on each other, because it's just like, oh, you messed up, you made this mistake, you are irredeemable, you can never come back. It's just like, hello? That's not how things work. There's a lot of change over time. And besides, it ain't your business about people's process of resolution, restoration, restitution. That's up to them and the people that they ended up hurting because of bad decisions. It ain't up to you. You ain't God. Oh, that is a very pretty sky. Holy crap. That is real nice. Sorry, I got distracted by a really nice cloud. I really like clouds. Are we gonna get down to about 29,000? Because that'd be nice. Or are we already there? Oh, I don't think we're gonna get down to 29,000. I mean, I could push for it. I could push for it. I could make it happen. I am the master of my fate. Now, I could be wrong, but was that a quote from Nelson Mandela? Was it, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul? Or is that from a, no, it's from a poem, isn't it? It's from Invictus by William Ernest Henley. It's the last two lines of the poem. I remember first hearing the poem Invictus from the, they put it in the last two lines at least, in the trailer for a movie called Invictus. I believe it was about, that movie was about, if I remember right, it was South Africa after, I think it was after the end of apartheid, and they had elected Nelson, was it Nelson Mandela? Let me see. Alright, so that's Invictus. Let me see. Let me look it up. I knew it. I did not forget. I did not forget. I love the little things, you know, the little things I remember. But I remember that poem, and I remember that the name of the film. And there was also something involved. Hang on, I want to look at that again. There was also another thing about it. Let me add the movie note with that, the film. There was also sports involved. They weren't playing rugby, were they? No, it was rugby. Ha! Ain't that something? Wow. Huh. That is absolutely nuts that I remembered as much as I did about that. It's always the little things that manage to resurface in my head. I'm glad, though. I do apologize for the occasional distractions, but it's also... Oh, I gotta get a picture of that. Hang on. That is amazing. You're not allowed to see it, though. Holy shit. Oh, that is beautiful. Hang on. Hang on. Let me fix that. Holy shit. That is a beautiful sky. My damn camera ain't gonna do it justice. Wow. You ever see the sky do that thing where it just hits the clouds just right, makes all that shading? Wow. That is glorious. I love how I apologized for the distractions and then immediately got distracted, but damn! Sorry folks, you're not allowed to see that. But I am gonna send that to my friends. Alright, where am I? I'm gonna have to break my Twitch app temporarily. I already broke it anyway. There we go, problem solved. I love at the tail end of everything, I'm just getting so damn distracted. Oh my gosh, why? Why is the sky so freaking pretty and I can't get a good picture of it? The camera never does it justice, damn it. That is lovely. God, I hope the pilots that are flying at this time get to see that. Holy shit, that is cool. Making me wish I could fly on my own power. That actually is a superpower I would want. I would want the ability to fly under my own power, like Superman. I think that'd be so cool. I'd have to make sure I walk on the ground often so then I don't not use my leg muscles though, because I would enjoy flying too much. I would just fly over the random stuff. It'd make me a heck of a lot less scared of heights. Fun little fact about me. There's a certain point on a ladder that I can't climb up anymore before my legs start trying to do the rattle dance. Which, if you know, you do not want to do the rattle dance on a ladder. So there's a certain point where I just can't climb any higher. It's a real problem. It's funny, I'm like, I want to be able to fly, and then I'm like, I'm going to keep my feet firmly put on the ground. I'm like a penguin, I want to fly, but instead I'm just stuck with sliding around on the ice. That ain't too bad of an analogy, I think. Or, well, is it an analogy, really? I'm not sure. Hard to say. There we go. Perfect. Oh, that's a 4. That's alright. It does bug me that I don't remember for the life of me. I said I was going to do something else, take care of something else at level 50, and I can't. Nope, I do remember. I remember now, and I did it the second I got to level 50. It was to do a judgment call of how many sessions it would take to get to level 51. Goodness me. The fact that I forgot what it was that I was going to do, and the fact that I remembered it regardless, just did it anyway. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad at all. Woo! Alrighty. That's real nice. And would you look at that? 2 hours and, what is that? 7 minutes? Yeah, 2 hours and 7 minutes of game time. Let's go. Alrighty. That is gonna do it for the stream today. I hope y'all enjoyed. You can follow on the Twitch side or subscribe on the YouTube side to get notifications for the next time I go live. I also have my socials, which are Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. They are all at YellowFang42. If you follow those, not only will you get posts about when I go live, well, except for Tumblr, but you also get random posts that I post. On Thursday, I do plan to continue the Birth by Sleep playthrough as Aqua, regardless of whether or not my broken controller stays broken. And by broken, I mean the R2 button lacks the stick. It makes the command deck spin. It's very entertaining. It showcased itself best with playing as Terra, but it hasn't done its job on Ventus, and it hasn't done its job so far on Aqua. I'm getting a little disappointed in my controller not being as broken as I want. It is what it is. But also, congrats. We've made it to level 50. We have 49 levels to go. And as per usual, each level will get slightly longer and longer to conquer. But I am very much up to the challenge. With that all being said, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Y'all have a good one. I'll give you your end stream screen card. See you all on Thursday with Birth by Sleep.